Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, bringing you a very special 100th SWGEmu episode. Yes, it's been 100 episodes. I think my playlist, I know my playlist has more than 100 videos in it, but some of the episodes were broken up into multiple parts, like the profession guides. I know one of them had like 3 parts. But this is officially 100th episode. I spent quite a bit of time trying to decide what I should do for the 100th episode in the series, and I decided I should make it something that people will probably end up searching for and watching for years to come. So how to become a Jedi in SWGEmu on BASILISK. Now, before I get started, I do want to say that as of right now, as of the day that I'm recording this, Jedi have not yet been implemented on the BASILISK server. If you happen to be watching this video months or years after I've actually posted it and Jedi have been implemented on BASILISK, I'll put an annotation up on the screen right now informing you. So if you see that right now, anything there? If not, then no, still no Jedi. Also, yes, I am aware that there are other servers, other SWGEmu servers that have set up their own unique methods of becoming a Jedi, and that's great. If you absolutely must play Jedi at this very moment, you can go play on one of those servers and have at it. I also know of another Star Wars MMO that you can try that has Jedi running around everywhere and also has low population servers. Ooh, shots fired. Anyway, I'm asked all too frequently why other servers have Jedi already and why BASILISK does not. The answer is very simple. And some of my longtime viewers probably have already heard me say this. The Jedi professions themselves are more or less completed already. That's why the other servers have Jedi, because they have access to the BASILISK and Nova test server code, and the Jedi classes are done. There's 5 different Jedi professions, and while they are still being tweaked, some of the abilities need balancing and whatever. They're basically done. They're working. Even the admins, like the event coordinators and staff, can become Jedi in events. I know the Death Watch Bunker event video that I posted a while back, we had 2 of the developers were with us playing as Jedi at the time. So the professions are basically already finished. It's the village that's still being worked on. Now, for those of you that don't know what the village is, the Jedi village, or the Force-sensitive village, or its actual name is Aurelia, is a small village on the planet Dathomir. And that's an integral part of becoming a Jedi in the version of SWG that the SWGEmu project is emulating. Now, the village goes through 4 different phases, and each phase changes multiple aspects of the village. Now, this is like from NPCs to physical structures, and even having enemy spawns constantly attacking the village itself. So each phase is totally unique and has many moving parts. So it's really easy to see why recoding such a complex system from scratch can take some time. Now, while I am still standing in the middle of Aurelia right now, this is on the Nova server. This video is not going to be talking about the village. Rather, in this video, I'm going to tell you all that you need to know in order to enter the village. Now, until you become Force-sensitive or glowy, you're not even physically able to enter the village of Aurelia. A thick fog surrounding the village itself serves as a barrier, preventing anyone who's not completed the prerequisite tasks from even laying eyes on it. So, if you want to mark this location, it's in the southeast corner of Dathomir. So if you land at the Science Outpost, you have to drive this entire distance, so just under 6 kilometers from the nearest starport, every time you want to come out here. And you're going to be coming out here a lot. Quite a lot. And it is going to rain a lot. I hope the rain doesn't get too heavy while I'm recording this. But anyway. So, what do you need to do to become glowy? Well, really, you need to get a bunch of badges. What badges you need are very specific. Some of them are very specific. The types of badges you need are very specific. So I'm going to list them. I'll try and put them on screen. First, you need 5 easy POI badges. We'll get to that in a minute. Then you need 2 difficult POI badges. Again, we'll get to that in a minute. Then you need 3 Jedi POI badges. You probably figured we'll get to that in a minute. You need 1 profession badge, which is pretty obvious. It can be any profession. It can even be a starting profession. And you need 5 content badges. We'll get to that in maybe a couple minutes. But that's it. Well, those are all the badges that you need, and then a couple other things happen, which we'll get to in several minutes. But let's go back to the easy POI badges. So, we're going to skip the easy POI badges, because it's actually easier to talk about the difficult POI badges. So, you need 2 difficult POI badges, and there are 5 difficult POI badges, at least 5 that we know of, that you can potentially visit. You only need to go to 2 of these. And interestingly enough, 4 of them are on Tatooine. So you can actually, you're going to be on Tatooine quite a bit, but the 5 different difficult POI badges that I know of are the Krayt Dragon Skeleton, the Sarlacc Pit, the Pool Beneath Fort Tusken, and the Krayt Graveyard. And honestly, the Sarlacc Pit and the Krayt Skeleton are probably the 2 easiest ones to get in the game. I mean, the only reason the Sarlacc Pit is considered a difficult POI badge is because you get diseased when you get too close to it. But all you have to do, I mean, all the disease does is give you health wounds, and then you just go back to Mos Eisley and have a doctor heal you up. So that's really not that big of a deal. The Krayt Skeleton, not that you can be real careful, because the Krayt Graveyard and the Krayt Skeleton are both difficult POIs. But the Krayt Skeleton, while there are Krayt Dragons that spawn around it, it's much, much easier to get that than the actual Krayt Graveyard, because the Krayt Graveyard POI is in the very center of the valley with, like, you have the Ancients there and everything. So the Krayt Skeleton is pretty easy. You can kind of weave your way between the dragons without too much hassle. So by getting those 2, you automatically qualify for your 2 difficult POI badges. The 5th one, however, if you don't want to get those 2 or any combination of 2 on Tatooine, is the Lesser Sarlacc on the planet Dathomir, which, since that's where I am right now, is right here. So if you land at the trade outpost and drive west a couple kilometers, the Dathomir Sarlacc is located right there, and that is also a difficult POI. Anything else? Any of the other POI badges? Well, alright, we talk about the 3 Jedi POI badges. So the 3 Jedi POI badges you need are Ben Kenobi's house on Tatooine. Very easy to get. The Jedi Temple on Dantooine, which is in the northeast corner of Dantooine. Also very easy to get as long as you're avoiding, there's just the generic spawns on Dantooine, which are pretty difficult, but they're not as difficult as the ones on Dathomir. And then Exar Kun's Temple on Yavin. That one can be pretty difficult to get to if you're a low-level player, but I mean, if you've got composite armor and buffs, none of these are really that hard. Because even if you can't kill the creatures that you encounter on your way there, with composite armor and buffs, they should not be able to kill you. So you should be able to outrun and survive anything that you encounter on the way to any of these waypoints. So excluding those 5 difficult ones, and excluding the 3 Jedi POI badges, so excluding those 8 badges, all of the other ones are considered easy. So you can get any combination of those 5 badges. Which ones do I recommend? If any, I mean, like, you can knock out a bunch of them on Tatooine since you're going to be there already. You could do, like, the crashed escape pod, the Lars Homestead, because those, you're going to be sweeping that southwest part of Tatooine, because you can get Ben's house, the Sarlacc, the crash escape pod, the Lars homestead, Here Comes the Rain, the and the Lars, what was it, the Crate Skeleton, the Lars homestead, all those in that southwest corner pretty much. Just sweep through there on like a swoop, and you've knocked out both of your difficult POI badges and picked up a couple easy ones. The Misty, not the Misty Falls, the Great Falls at Theed are another really easy one to get because it's right outside the Theed starport. And while you're there, maybe do like the Theed Palace Librarian, which I just covered in my Galaxies video last week. So yeah. So those are you have 5 easy, 3 difficult, 2 Jedi, or 2 difficult, 3 Jedi. Your 1 profession badge, which I don't really think I need to talk about. And 5 content badges. Now, what is a content badge? The content ones are probably going to take you longer to get than any of the other ones because they're a lot more involved. What qualifies as a content badge is a theme park, the 2 Warren badges, and any of the 9 Corellian Corvette badges. Now, the problem with that is that the Corellian Corvette instance hasn't been implemented on Basilisk yet either. So those 9 badges are unobtainable at this time. Again, I'll put a beautiful annotation in the video if it is, but as of the time that I'm recording this, you can't actually get those. So, what does that leave you with? It really just leaves you with the Warren, which is good because it knocks out 2 badges with 1 dungeon, and is actually the 2 easiest content badges to get, or the 2 fastest combat badges to get. And hey, guess what? I have a video guide on how to do the Warren by yourself in under an hour. So, what the heck? Sorry about that. So, give that video a watch if you haven't already. Do the Warren. It's like a maze, but as long as you follow my guide, you should be able to get through it by yourself pretty quickly. The theme parks. So we have 4 different theme parks that you can do. We have JABBA'S, we have NIMS, and we have the Rebel and the Imperial theme park. So, you could do... you could do any combination of those 4, right? Obviously, if you are part of a faction already, it is possible to do, like, if you're an Imperial, you can do the Imperial theme park, you can do the Jabba theme park, you can do Nim's theme park, the 2 Warren badges, and that makes up your 5 content badges. But if you don't want to do, like, Nim's theme, or Jabba's theme park, because it's pretty long. It's really easy, but it is pretty long. I wouldn't recommend... you could drop factions and do the other factions theme park, but both the Rebel theme park and the Imperial theme park are both pretty long. So, like, I still think doing your faction's theme park in addition to Jabba's and Nim's is still probably the best way to do it. Once the Corellian Corvette is added, if you're part of a large guild that's comfortable running that, you could do those too. But even the Corellian Corvette badges you can't do that on your own. All the other ones you can do solo. So that's how I would recommend doing it. Do your faction's theme park, do the Jabba theme park, Nim's theme park, and the 2 Warren badges. Once you have all of those badges, there's a command in the game called /check. Now, /check has not been enabled yet on Basilisk, so it's not going to do anything if you do it on Basilisk. But again, since I'm on Nova, you can see when I type /check right now, it says you feel an inner glow, the Force is with you. That's why they call it glowy. /check will kind of serves as a progress meter to see how close you are to becoming glowy. But once you have all these badges, it will tell you that the Force is with you. Once you've established glowy presence, you're going to be visited at a random time by an NPC simply called an old man, or the old man, or something like that, but it's old man. You need to keep an eye out for this guy. Because when I was doing this on Nova to get into the village, I I was playing 2 tunes at once or doing something, and he had visited and I wasn't paying attention, and by the time I alt-tabbed back over to my Nova tune, he was gone. Like, he despawned in less than a minute. So the good thing is, when he visits you, he will only visit you outside of a city. And this part I may not be correct on. I don't think... I'm pretty sure he does not visit you if you're inside city limits, and that's both NPC city and player city. So I think you have to be outside of city limits. It doesn't matter if you're on a vehicle or not, though if you are on a vehicle and he spawns, you better be paying attention and, turn back around and talk to him. He'll say something in spatial chat when he spawns, like, hello there, whatever your character name is, I've been searching for you, or something like that. So as long as you're paying very close attention to spatial chat, even if you're driving, you should notice it, but you need to be paying attention. So if you happen to miss him, like I did, it's a random amount of time before he visits you again. And these amounts of time that we're talking, I think it was maybe like 30 to 45 minutes from the time I became glowy to the time the old man visited me. And then I think it was about an hour after I missed him the first time before he respawned a second time. So people may tell you that there are certain tricks to getting him to appear, like if you soft log inside a house and then walk outside or whatever. I'm not aware of any of these tricks actually working. I'm pretty sure you just need to wait. But the good thing is, you don't need to just stand there. You can be doing something as long as you're paying attention. That's the key. You have to be looking for him. But that's it. I mean, so like do solo missions or bounty hunting or whatever it is that you're doing that keeps you outside of player cities. Also, I probably should have said this earlier, but whatever character you're doing this on is the character that's going to become Jedi. In the very early versions of Star Wars Galaxies, when you didn't become Jedi, you unlocked Jedi. So when you did all the prerequisites to becoming Jedi, you actually unlocked a new character slot and created a new character that was your Jedi. That's not the way this system works. This system is whatever character you do all of this work on is ultimately going to become your Jedi character. So that's important to know. So once you talk to the old man, he's going to give you a Force Crystal. It's going to look like this, actually. It's just called a Force Crystal. And believe it or not, this Force Crystal serves as your quest journal. So when you work with your key bindings, many people see quest journal, and I've actually had several people ask me, how come when I get missions they don't show up in my quest journal? The quest journal is really, as far as I know, only used for unlocking Jedi. So you can see here what I've done. Basically, after you talk to the old man as your very first quest, talk with the old man and find out why he sought you out. So he's going to give you this crystal, and then he's going to leave. Again, a random amount of time after you've spoken to him and he gotten the crystal, you're going to be ambushed by 2 Sith shadows. Now, the Sith shadows, they're pretty easy. I was able to solo them very easily as a Terraskasi master. So as long as you have a decent amount of combat skills, you should be able to handle them no problem. If you don't have any combat skills, you need to have somebody with you who can protect you when this happens. Because if they kill you, then you have to wait again. Right? So you need to be able to kill them when they spawn. Once you defeat them, you examine them, like you loot them, and you'll loot some sort of disc that contains coordinates to like a camp. You'll have to drive to the location of the camp. It'll give you like a waypoint. There will be more Sith shadows there. You defeat them, examine them for more information, and then you'll find a waypoint to the Jedi Village, which, here's the coordinates right here, 5306, -4145. which is, again, like I said, showed you on the map, down in the southeast corner of Dathomir. You'll come here, and you will begin the village. That's really it. I don't think I missed any important details. Now, I mean, the village, I'm going to be completely honest, like, I am dreading to do a village guide because there is so many different aspects of the village that it's going to be several videos, my guide on the village, once I do finally do it. I will do it, but I'm going to wait until it gets a little bit more completed for the project, because right now they're still working on phase 1. So it's going to be a while before it's finished. Hopefully the goal is publish 8, but obviously no promises from the dev team on that. Everything else, though, you should be able to. You can do all of this now on Basilisk in preparation for when they finally add Jedi. So even though you can't actually get glowy, and you can't actually, like, the old man won't visit you, and the /check command doesn't work, you could still go and get all of those badges and be ready so that when it is added, you might be visited on day 1 after, you know, whatever publish, if it is included in Publish 8. The day Publish 8 goes live, you can make it to the village. So that's why I'm making this, even though Jedi hasn't been implemented. And the information in this video really won't become outdated. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, years from now when people want to search how to become Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy's EMU, this is all still relevant. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to post a comment in the video or below. Give it a like if this video helped you guys out. If you're excited about Jedi, if you hate Jedi, share your thoughts down below. And yeah, I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope you're as excited as I am. I hope Publish 8 comes out soon-ish. And here's to another 100 episodes of Star Wars Galaxies. So, Mobius1 here. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.